Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Fall Carryover League. We are in the American League Midwest. We've got the Brewers and Twins tangling up in the upper Northwest and Midwest. And it's been interesting to see that the Milwaukee Brewers, much maligned Brewers to this point in both leagues, summer and fall league, they're starting to grow up a little bit. They're turning into a real baseball team right before our eyes. Let me quickly go back to the first two games of this series and explain why. The series opened up in Milwaukee for games 1 and 2. And in game 1, real tight affair. Blyleven and Caldwell, the aces. 2-0 Twins, but the Brewers rallied for 4 in the 7th and win the game 4-3. That's a good, gutsy, tough little win there for the Brewers. And then in game 2 was another nail biter. Dave Goltz for the Twins trying to keep a 1-0 lead against Jim Slayton, and the Brewers do it in the 8th inning. They come back and win 5-1. So what does all this mean? Well, the Brewers are torturing their neighbors to the west and possibly knocking them out of the playoffs. As we look at the year-to-date, with those 2 wins, the Brewers are 9-13, but the Twins are now 10-12, and now a dangerous 4 games behind Kansas City. You have to be between at least 3 games in the final series of the year to compete for the division title. So it looks like the Royals are going to have an easy case of it and are sending thank you notes to the Brewers. So we're at game 3. Prince and the Revolution are trying to straighten this out, as you can hear in the background. And we have Milwaukee at Minnesota, the game 3 starters for the Brewers, Jim Colburn. And for the Twins, it'll be Freddie Norman. Let's get started from Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota. Charlie Moore leads off the game and rolls the second. Bobby Mercer, 1-8, walks. Paul Molitor, 35, single dot. Big year for Molitor in 79. Let's take a look at the card. Yeah. 2 on, 1 out for George Scott, 68 left. And Cooper, center. All right, bottom of 1. Rod Carew, 310, base hit on a 310 on this card because, take a look, folks, it's the 388 Rod Carew card in 1977. Ace Steeler, 0 arm of Charlie Moore. The Twins are going to try and run here. Steal a base, get their offense going, and they steal second. The T-rating of Moore, they get it. We have a runner at third base with nobody out. They got to bring the infield up for Bobby Randall, the A-bunter, 34. Short B cuts him down at the plate. Tough break for the Twins. The A-bunter forces the road team to bring the infield up, and it worked. Cuts him down. We have a runner at first, 1 out for Glenn Adams. 2-7, base at the left. Randall will hold, first and second for Heisel. 67, single to 1, line out. And with 2 outs is Del Unser. 2-5 is a base hit in the center. Randall, 12, 13, 14, minus 2 arm. No, he's going to hold. And they're going to let Disco Dan Ford hit away here. Ford, 56, skies the left. And the Twins are struggling again. Did not score. Robin Yount, 1-4, left. Gorman Thomas, center. Sixto Lezcano, K's. Bottom of 2, Winiger, 38, short. Castino, 46, second X. Molitor's a 2E20. And an error on Molitor. Roy Smalley, 6'10", catcher's card, and he's a 3E6. Wild pitch. We have a runner at second with 2 outs for Carew, and 2-12 rolls with the pitcher. Scoreless in the third, Jim Fregosi, 67 Ks. Charlie Moore, 44, third X. This is Castino, 2E20. Next play. Bobby Mercer, 1-8, another walk. 2 outs, a man on for Molitor. 1-8 is a single to left. Mercer, 15, 16, 17, will not make the final out at third base. They'll let George Scott hit away with 2 outs. 58 is a K. Bottom of the third, Bob Randall, 2-9. third. Glenn Adams, 54, third X. Fragosi's a 4E22. That's going to be a base hit. Larry Heisel, 55, second C. Runner at second, 2 outs for Del Unser. That's going to be the base hit into center field. Here comes Adams. No, he's not. He's a 1-8 runner. They're going to hope for Disco Dan Ford, who stranded 3 guys in the first frame. 1-9, he strikes out, and he stranded 5 runners in 2 at-bats. We go to the 4th. Cecil Cooper, 56. 1-1 at 10 is a triple off the Norman card. Robin Yount. They got to bring the infield up because he's an A-bunner. 46 is a walk. Runners in the corners for Gorman Thomas. Because you have to hold Yount, you may as well bring the infield up and hold, because the plus affects it equally. Gorman Thomas, 58 is a K. Lescano, 57 is a K, and with 2 outs, you can not hold, let him run a second. But anyway, Fregosi, 56, is a double 1-2, is a single .dot. And the Brewers are on the board. Runners on the corners for Charlie Moore, 2-7 Ks. All right, bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0. Winiger, 3-11, third. Castino, 53, first X. 2E22. An error on George Scott. Excuse me, an error on Cecil Cooper. Roy Smalley, 1-7, is a walk. 2 on, 1 out. Carew, 2-4, right field, and with 2 outs. Brandel, 66, short X. This is Yount, who's a 2E28, and he makes the play. We go to the 5th, it's 1-0 Milwaukee. Trying for the sweep, Bobby Mercer, 2-6, short. Molitor, 35, another base hit. He is 3 for 3. He's an ace stealer. He's pushing the envelope, he's going to steal a base, and he's safe. Molitor making the plays for the Brewers. George Scott, 2-4, center. And with 2 outs, it's Cecil Cooper, 58, second X. This is Brandel. Bobby Randall makes the play. Bottom of the 5th. Glenn Adams, 47, is a K. Heisel, 32, short. Del Unser, 38. What a slump the Twins are in. They can't hit. They haven't gotten more than a run in any of these. A couple runs in any of these games. 1-0 in the 6th. Robin Yount, 37 is a K. Gorman Thomas bounces to second. This is Randall again. And with 2 outs, Lescano is a walk. The man on it's Fregosi, 56. Double 1-2, single .dot. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Big at bat here for Freddie Norman. Starter 7. Runners on the corners, 2 outs in the 6th. Charlie Moore, 49, second X, and it's Bobby Randall again. So, Norman is letting his defense keep him in the game. Bottom of the 6th, here's Dan Ford. Maybe his fortunes will turn with nobody on the bases. 49, Dan Ford with a double. Wrong inning for that, Dan. Runner at second, nobody out for Winiger. 47 is okay. Castino, 310, short. And with 2 outs, it's Roy Smalley, 1-7 to walk. And Carew, he of the 388 batting average, 2 on and 2 outs. The pitch. 43 off Colburn is a K. And interestingly, he's a starter 6, so he's almost broken. 2 more batters breaks him, and he's throwing a shutout. This should be an interesting finish. Fantastic finishes. Here we go in the 7th. Bobby Mercer, 1-5, 1-1, single .dot. Let's take a look at Bobby Mercer's card. He had this year for the Giants. Giants have a surplus of outfielders. Brewers signed him. B-stealing Mercer, not going anywhere. Freddie Norman, 1 more batter maybe. Do you face Molitor for a 4th time? Or do you turn it over to your bullpen? And looking at the amount of home runs on Fred Norman's card, they're going to pull him because it's an elimination game after 6 innings and a batter. Wow, that's an early hook. Definite early hook there. They're going to bring in Tom Johnson, who's a very good reliever. Let's take a look at Tom Johnson. In the 7th, trying to protect a 1-0 deficit and make sure it doesn't get any worse, will face Molitor with Mercer at first base. The pitch. 1-6, doesn't matter. Molitor, double 1-3, single .dot. He's 4 for 4. Runners on the corners with speed. Got to bring it up for George Scott, 38, short A with the infield up. We have runners at second and third and one out, and you got Cooper and Yount. Now bring it up for Cooper. 2-9, second. Runners hold, and with 2 outs, here's your game right here. Robin Yount, second and third, 2 outs in the 7th inning. The pitch. 1-5, grounds are short. We got a ball game, folks. Tom Johnson shuts him down in the 7th inning stretch here in Minnesota. You know, Prince, you know, does not like to be disappointed here, Twins. You know, Paisley Park Stadium and whatnot. 1-0, 7th inning stretch. It'll be Jim Colburn. Oh, do we start? Oh, you know what we're going to do here? We're going to hook Jim Colburn after 6 with a shutout. Wow. Wow. What a move. Hooking a guy with a shutout in a clinching game on a last place team. The Milwaukee Brewers, if they win this, it'll be like them winning the World Series because it means it knocks the Twins out of the playoff picture. So Jerry Augustine, let's take a look at him, will come on in the 7th inning. Milwaukee has an abundance of starting pitchers. Caldwell, Slayton, Colburn, Haas. They got Jerry Augustine and Pete Vukovich in the bullpen. So it'll be Augustine versus Bobby Randall. 3-10's a walk. Batting for Glenn Adams. They have 2 lefties coming up, hence Augustine. Batting for Glenn Adams will be, who's a DH, will be Bill Stein. Actually, you know what? It won't be Bill Stein. It'll be Bombo Rivera. Bombo Rivera. Let's take a look at Bombo's card before he swings. Bombo Rivera with a tying run at first. The pitch. 2-8. Bombo with a base hit in the left field. Brandel will not run to third. First and second, nobody out. Larry Heisel's an 8-bunter. But he also hit .302 with 28 home runs. I don't think he's going to be bunting here. And he's got a lefty behind him. Larry Heisel, the pitch. 67 is a clean single to right off of Augustine, who has brought nothing out of the pen with him. Brandel will hold at third. They got the bases loaded, nobody out, and it's Del Unser. Let's see about the outfield. Well, Randall could play the outfield if I pinch hit for Unser here. Or I could just let Unser bat. Doesn't it lefties well? But he's got doubles on his card against lefties. He's going to bat. Del Unser will bat with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the infield up against a lefty. The pitch to Del Unser. 38 is a pop to third. And both of your pinch hitters would have singled and singled to tie or give them the lead. So, mistake number 1 of the inning for the Twins. Bases loaded, Dan Ford. Do they dare play the infield back for double play? They're going to do it. They're going to play back, pitch to Dan Ford, who has stranded 5 runners in the first 2 at-bats. Hope for a double play. Here we go, the pitch. 34, 6, 4, 3, double play. Jerry Augustine. Bases loaded, no out, jam in the 7th. Dan Ford strands 8 and has a double. We'll go to the 8th inning. It's still 1-0. What a mess. Bombo Rivera will stay at DH. Tom Johnson in the 8th against Gorman Thomas. 110, center. Lezcano, 66, Ks. Fregosi, 1-9 is a walk. Running for Fregosi, a slightly better defensive third baseman, Tim Johnson. And Charlie Moore, 68, flies left field. All right, we're in the 8th inning. 6 outs to go in a 1-0 game. Augustine is actually pretty decent against righties. He'll at least pitch to Winiger to start the inning. Winiger, 6'11", first X. 2E22 is Cooper. And a cheap single off Cecil Cooper for Winiger. There's no speed to mention here. And the batter's Castino. And I think that's going to do it. They're going to keep trotting pitchers out of this game. Now we're going to bring in Tom Murphy to face John Castino. Righty-righty. Let's look at Tom Murphy's card. John Castino in the 8th inning with a runner at first. Playing back. against Tom Murphy. The pitch, 6-10. Third X. Oh boy, this was the defensive replacement at third, Tim Johnson. Well, they're both 40-22s. Isn't that awful? Third baseman is a single off the third baseman. 2 on, nobody out again, and it's Roy Smalley, an A bunter. Unlike Heisel, he will bunt, and it's a good one. Second and third. Tie run at third, lead run at second, and it's Rod Carew, and the wheels keep turning here as the Brewers are going to empty their bullpen. Boy, they really want to get a sweep here today. Bob McClure comes trotting out of the Milwaukee bullpen to face Carew. A lefty with runners at second and third in the infield up. Rod Carew, the pitch to Carew. 55 against McClure, second X. This is Molitor as a 2E20. And he makes the play and the runners have to hold. And with 2 outs, it's Bob Randall, Bob McClure. The pitch to Bob Randall. 3-10 is a walk, and the bases are loaded for the third time in the game. Minnesota has stranded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 base runners that haven't scored. And it's Bombo Rivera. And they're going to make one more pitching move. They're going to bring in their last reliever, Pete Vukovich, who is actually a relief 3-7, so he can pitch extra innings and pitch forever. So Pete Vukovich, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, will face Bombo Rivera. My goodness. The pitch to Bombo Rivera. 67 off Vukovich is a K. Boy, the Twins are bad. This could be the worst scoreless performance in Strat history, for me at least. 9th inning, Mercer, a lefty, starts the inning. And he's not going to go anywhere. So Tom Johnson pitches 2 innings. Folkers will come on in the 9th. Man, this is like the World Series. Folkers in the 9th will face Bobby Mercer. The pitch to Bobby Mercer, 1-6. Base hit again. He's on. And Folkers will leave. As you don't Molitor face a lefty. Do we go with Bill Campbell? We have to do it. Bill Campbell, their closer, has to keep their season alive. This is what we got. Trying to keep the Twins season alive here. Paul Molitor with a speedy Mercer on at first. Do we see a hit and run here by Molitor, who's 4 for 4? Switch it up. Switch up the luck. He's got 4 straight hits and 4 at-bats, and now I'm going to hit and run. I'm going to hit and run. And the move pays off again. A single on the 5. You go 4 for 4, then you decide to hit and run, and you got runners on the corners. It's all Milwaukee. Runners on the corners, nobody out. They got to bring it up for George Scott. The pitch, 1-2. Let's take a look at George Scott's card. It is gone. The Milwaukee Brewers have grown up right in front of us, folks. They're a baseball team. And the Twins collapse. Probably. 4-0. Cecil Cooper, 4-12, pitcher. Robin Yount, 2-9, single. Gorman Thomas, 2-3, double play. Bottom of the 9th, 4-0. Vukovich needs 3 outs. It's Larry Heisel leading it off. 59 Ks. Del Unser, 19 Ks. And Disco Dan Ford, he strikes out to end the game after stranding 9, 7, 8 runners in the game. The Twins' season is toast. They blew it against the lowly Brewers. The biggest choke job in Strat in the Fall League at this point. There it is, a 3-game sweep for the last place Brewers to torture their neighbors to the west. So here's the box. Campbell in the 9th gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. Folkers gave up a hit and a run. Tom Johnson was good in 2 innings. Gave up a hit, a walk, and a K. And sounds like Prince is in a sad mood right now. Prince is not very happy. Poor Fred Norman. 7 hits and a run. walked 4, struck out 7. Vukovic gets the 4-out save. He faced Rivera. 4 outs and 4 strikeouts for a starter, basically a converted starter. McClure faced Carew and then gave up a walk. Tom Murphy gave up. Who did he face? Tom Murphy faced Castino. Gave up a hit. And Augustine, luckily, gave up 3 hits. None of them scored. So the bullpen put 5 guys on after Colburn left after the 6th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, no, 6 guys on base. So that walk was Augustine as well. Okay. 6 shutout innings for Colburn, then was pulled. He gets the win. He gets the win because he left with the lead. He gives up 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, no runs. A strike, a walk and a K, walk 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. 1019, 0109, 412, 010. 5849. There it is, folks. And I believe we have a division winner. We have a playoff spot to announce for the first time in the Fall League. Somebody's in the playoffs. We'll get to that shortly. So year to date now, the Twins fall to 10-13, tied with the Brewers at 10-13. The Twins hitting .273 with a .455 ERA, and the Brewers hitting .285 with a .475 ERA. And when we go to the year to date, look what we have here. 3 teams all eliminated. The Kansas City Royals will win the American League Midwest, as the other 3 teams in the division are all released 3 games under 500 and cannot catch the Royals in a best of 5. So we have a division winner. The Kansas City Royals will win the Midwest. They have a .615 winning percentage currently, which is still, well, it could be a number 2 seed. They're currently sitting just behind Boston in the American League with .615. So there you are. That's it from the American League Midwest, first clincher. Thanks for checking out the videos. We'll see you next time.